Hello and welcome to Conversations with Rafane. I'm Rafane Medise, and if you've been following the Leadership Series with the One Insurance Company, you will know my guest is NJ and not just Mr. Newton Jazir,
Thank
the
you.
CEO of BIC. How have you been? How's it, the recording the sessions, how's it been so far for you?
No, it's great. I'm actually enjoying it. I was nervous at the beginning, but now I'm actually enjoying it.
Have you
Yes.
just been impressed by your mode of thinking? Like, oh wow, I actually know this stuff.
I think the good thing is some of the things we are talking about are things that practically we have experienced in these businesses here in Botswana and in other countries. So yeah, it has become comfortable conversations.
Speaking of a comfortable conversation,
Yeah.
something I'm very comfortable about is technology and
Yes.
innovation. Maybe
Yes.
because I'm young,
Yeah.
it's something I'm very interested in, it's something
Yes.
that I love.
Yeah.
But when we talk about technology and leveraging technology and innovation within an organization, why is it such an important aspect of every organization to facilitate growth?
Yeah, so technology, especially the digital transformation, has become a key part of our strategies, and it has become a very key pillar to our growth and development because, as you know, technology brings the efficiencies. It doesn't go and leave. It's always available for people to access you 24/7. And when you create technologies, there's consistency in what you give to your customers. It doesn't depend on Hofone or NJ's service or William's service. It is consistent across the board. As long as you're talking about your instant claim, you get the same service from BIC. So the efficiencies that it brings, the cost saving that it brings into the system, the ability to respond to our customers at any time. Because remember now, when you're talking about customer service, people want to access services at any time of the
That's
day.
true.
Even when they're in bed and they think about insurance, they just want to speak to something.
Yeah.
And technology has helped us to do that. And on the other hand, you can never take away the human touch when it comes to services. So what technology is doing is actually allowing our people to spend more time with our customers and understand what they would like us to do for them. So the more technology we put into our systems, the more time it releases for our people to actually go out there and explore other things that our customers may be needing or wanting from us. Yeah.
I like how enthusiastic you are about technology and digital transformation because initially digital transformation was seen as a disruptor, but not in a good way because people were afraid they'll lose their jobs and so on. So, how have you embraced technology here without also causing fear or stirring any fear amongst your employees?
Yeah, that's quite a huge concern for many employees.
Yeah.
But the way we have seen growth from 2018 up to now, that's about just plus 5 years. There's been significant growth in terms of our business, but we have not added the significant headcount. I would say from 2018 up to now, we've sort of like doubled
Oh.
the growth of our business, from a revenue perspective. But we have not doubled the number of employees that we have. And my sort of like understanding with them is that, guys, let's grow the business. We'll not bring in too many heads. We'll bring some heads that we need, certain skills, different perspectives. But we'll make sure that no one loses their job because we are growing the business significantly. So the efficiencies
Oh,
that the
yeah.
systems are bringing into the process just simply helps us to keep everyone happy and everyone understand that we just need to upskill ourselves as things change, because as you transform, you can't keep on doing or looking for files. For example, we used to have fiscal files for claims, fiscal
Yeah.
files for underwriting. We are a paperless office. We do not have files as far as any client is concerned. As soon as the files are created, they are sent to the document bank. We operate paperless in our offices. So whether paying a claim or dealing with the underwriting issue, it's all on the system. So if you continue now to be, fixed in the old thinking and old mentality, you are the one that will struggle now to experience the change. So there's a bit of change management that needs to be done. So there's fear, yes, that technology might take our jobs away. But I think in the past 5 years, I've gained the trust that people needed to gain from me as a leader, to say, look, technology is not about getting rid of you, but technology is about making your job easier and better in terms of efficiencies, cost-wise, customer service, all the things that it brings into play.
I think also just listening to you now, I'm also appreciating the fact that technology requires talent.
Yes.
As well. So was
Yes.
there any capacity building that was required within your organization?
100%. So absolutely. In the IT team, we had to actually boost the IT team, because this became like the focus area. Remember, we moved out of COVID. During COVID, IT was at the center of everything that we are doing. So we actually had to bring in more skills to boost our teams, to make sure that they deliver. They support and capacitate people the way we would want them to operate remotely or here at the office. So I think I would say that yes, there was some headcount that came through, but for a very good reason, and they're still here because we think that we need to drive that project of digital transformation as part of our strategic agenda.
And then how were you able, because you have different generations working here as well, some may be a bit slow to grasp certain systems that you're putting in place, some are much quicker.
Yes.
And then I'm thinking, this is where your coaching skills come in again.
Yeah.
To say, it's going to be okay,
Yes.
give yourself some time, but I
Yes.
need you to reach that deadline. How did you balance it all out?
I think one of the things I did, which was, I'm not sure whether it was fortunate or unfortunate, is that when I joined the business, I made very clear that digital transformation before COVID, because this was 2018, was going to be part of my strategy. What COVID just did was accelerated our digital transformation process, because we already had it sort of like in our agenda. So in setting that scene, I was very clear that certain profile or certain people within the business could not cope with where we're going. So we unfortunately had to sort of like, at that stage, as we're starting to let some people go and bring in the younger generation that we thought was key for our transformation. So, and when I reflect now, I think it was a great decision, because a lot of things that we're doing now, there's a good mix of experience and very young people that are very, energetic and they explore quite a bit, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for guys that want to make mistakes as they try to be innovative. And there's what I call guided mistakes, as in they can't close this business because they've made a mistake, because they are guided in terms of the financial exposure that BIC can. But we can't, look for ways to punish people because they've made then innovation is killed.
Yeah.
So we try to create that environment where people are allowed to make mistakes, people are allowed to explore, experiment, as long as the objective is delivering good stuff to our customers or employees who continue to be protected.
I am appreciating that as a leader, you had the foresightedness to realize that digital transformation had to be part of the system that you're implementing and your vision for
Absolutely.
BIC. So is that why it was so easy for you to have all these new innovative ideas within?
It wasn't easy like you put it, Kofon, but the thing is that if you are ready for something and the environment then just gets ripe for you to explore, it then looks easy. But it wasn't easy, because remember, all this digital transformation goes with a bit of investment, the money that needs to be put in. What just made it easy a little bit, if I borrow your word, easy, is that then it was not complicated to convince the board that we needed to invest in this space to enable the business to continue and sustain it going forward, because of what we are now experiencing, and even them accessing us and knowing what's happening in their own business. It required then a lot of technology enablement.
Yeah.
Yes.
But between you and I, and of course our audience,
Yes.
how difficult was it to convince fellow leaders that digital transformation was the way to go? That the technologies you're going to bring are a one-time investment with a long-term reward?
It wasn't an easy conversation. I would say it was a mixed sort of like response. Some leaders understood quite well that we needed to do this thing. But there was a caveat from the other section to say that, so if you invest this money, then how many people are you um, sort of like, replacing with technology? And my principle, like I explained earlier, was never to replace anyone, but to grow the business to the extent that the technology and the people are both absorbed in the same environment. And that's what we've managed to do so far. We have not gotten rid of anyone because of technology. We might be reassigned because your whole role has been automated or whatever, but you are reassigned to a more enriching and more satisfying job than being sent home. So I think
Right.
that's basically what we've been going through. So yes, when you have a board of 8 heads, you don't expect
Yeah, all
it
of
to be
them.
easy and just say, go ahead and do this. So there was a lot of convincing to be done, but there were also a section of the board that was very, supportive. There was a section that needed to be convinced a little bit more, and we successfully did that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And thinking about it now, when you were thinking about this digital transformation plan and then implementing it, at the end of the day, you had the people or your clients in mind to ease the process for them.
Yes.
Yeah. So why is it so important that whatever technological strategy or plan you put in place, why is it so important to have the client in mind at the end of the day?
Yeah, the fastest way to make your technological advancement redundant is not thinking about how will the client benefit out of this.
Absolutely.
Because if it's not working for the client, then even that investment is wasted. So it starts from the client to say, what are the touch points? What do they do with us? What do they want to know? For example, I would give a simple example. If someone puts in a claim, they want to know who is handling my claim, what has happened to my car now, is it at the garage, have you got the parts? So the technology helps sort of like communicate those stages to the customer. Say, hello, madam or sir, your car, we have now received the parts, so the workshop will now start the repairs. Car is ready for collection. Please come and pay your excess, or go and pay your excess at the garage. So you look at all the touch points or the customer journey to say, what are the things or what are the points where we actually interact with the customer, and what do we need to do to make sure that technology then helps us do these things for us. So as soon as those stages are reached, then the technology just sends the automatic communication to the client.
Yeah.
And I think from what we have seen, the clients really like it because they keep updated of what's happening with their vehicles.
Because
in particular.
oftentimes I would imagine that some organizations just put in a technological advancement when there is no real problem that they're solving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, if you're going to have something innovative, justify it with what solution you're bringing.
100%, absolutely. So what then happens is that in business like that, what I've seen is that it's the technology, it's the IT department that drives the technology, instead of the department following behind the business people. So the business people must come and say, this is our approach, and we feel that that approach has worked quite well. The business people must go in and say, guys, this is how we spending too much time here, going home late because there's this process that's taking our time. IT says, okay, we can cut this short by doing this. We've got a whole list of, a scheme of clients coming from source A or channel B, and this client is a list of 100 customers. It's going to take us a lot of time to get to 10 p.m., 11 p.m. to input everyone in the system. Then IT says, relax, we'll upload your borderos straight into the core system, so you don't need to capture everyone like individually.
Yeah.
So this is how, if you want the change to stick, if you want the change to stay in the business and be sustainable, it has to be driven by the business and not by the IT people.
And that means that the business owner themselves, because they
Yes.
carry so much of the personality of the business, they need to
100%.
develop themselves.
Yes. So the business themselves, the business owners themselves, they don't develop themselves to become IT people. They develop themselves to be able to articulate their problem. To say, this is what we need, this is what I need for my people to be able to experience their job in a much more, friendly and
Yes.
effective way. So all they need to do is to demonstrate to the IT people that this is what we need to improve for us to be able to work efficiently and service our customers effectively. So I think this has really worked for BIC positively. We've been doing this for quite a while. Even when IT hear about good things out there, they can bring blockchain, whatever. As long as it's not driven by the business, we're not interested in that technology, because there's a lot of exciting technologies going
True.
out there. I mean, there are lots of them. But you can't just say we jump in because it's affordable. It looks nice. People argue that like when we are all swiping on the phones, no one consulted us that are you gonna like a phone that swipes? The guy just thought
Just
about it that
thought
I'm
about
gonna
it.
create Steve Jobs. I'm gonna create jobs for you, just swiping on your phones, and everybody liked it. It is genius from him. But the point is that we can't introduce solutions that are irrelevant to the problems that our customers are facing. And those solutions need to come from the business, not from the IT people. IT people need to be able to deliver the solutions to the problems that business identify. If they can't internally, we have this policy that if you can't deliver it internally, we'll get the external person to support you to do it. And that's how we look at things.
Absolutely brilliant. Sir, you are a mind under wonder. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank you.
today, and thank you for watching. We hope you're enjoying the series. We'll see you next time.